Assalamu alaikum. Let's cook. Gwendolyn White versus Luigi. Perfect example of the hypocrisy that we're used to. Now, people, we just letting them know that we understand this very well. You know, this is just for the database. Nothing to beg white folks to change their ways. Just something to put out there to let people know, and an example of how blatantly racist and hypocritical white Americans are. We have two people here. Two different situations, but the same. Luigi Mangione and Gwendolyn White. A young white Italian man, Luigi, and a black woman, Gwendolyn White. Now, this young white Italian, Luigi Mangione, on December 2024, this guy was arrested and charged in connection with the shooting death, the murder of Brian Thompson, who's a CEO of United Healthcare in New York City. Y'all remember how it went down? Luigi stalked him outside of a hotel in Manhattan, ran down on him, shot him up. He was arrested 5 days later in Altoona, Pennsylvania after a nationwide manhunt. Now this dude is waiting. He's been charged but not convicted. He's pled not guilty. He faces state and federal criminal charges related to this killing, although some of the charges originally filed against him have been dismissed by federal judges, okay? So some of those charges have already been dropped, but he is facing this second degree. Now remember, after Luigi Mangione did this, there was a whole lot of white energy on social media. People supporting him. Killed the white man too. The white community, they were supporting this killer, saying they are frustrated with the U.S. healthcare system. The U.S. healthcare system is crooks and something had to happen. This is what so many white folks were saying. And you know us black people, we agree, because if white people are talking about getting done dirty by something that's like health insurance, imagine what black people are going through. You know what I mean? It's always going to be 1,000 times worse for black people. That's American. That's embedded in the fibers. You know what I mean? So actually, the white people who are supporting this and speaking out against this health insurance crook stuff and what Luigi Mangione did, they ain't talking about as far as black people are concerned, because they don't care. They don't care. They're talking about them. So the same white American people who are supporting Luigi, right? Just imagine, just say, for example, just say everything went perfectly well for white people when it came to health insurance. Everything's going great. They're not getting scammed. They're getting their coverage for all the procedures that they go in for. They're getting refund checks, for paying health insurance every 2 weeks or every month and not using it at the end of the year. Imagine everything was going great. Now, just suppose also that health insurance was only scamming black people and treating black people how white people say they've been getting treated. It's only happening to black people. Just say that. It's only happening to black people. And a black man ran down and pushed Brian Johnson of U.S. Healthcare like Luigi did for the same reason. These same white people from the white community will be calling for his head. Oh, that's wrong. That's not justice. This ain't the Wild Wild West. You can't do vigilante justice and all that. You can't take things in your own hand. There are procedures to get things done. That's how they would respond. There will be no hero type talk if a black man ran down and pushed Brian Johnson. Luigi Mangione is getting fan mail. This dude's getting fan mail. And Luigi Mangione comes from a rich white family in the Baltimore area. The boy is rich, facts. He's rich. So now we have a black woman here, Gwendolyn White. Did the same thing but different circumstance, frustrated and tired of being oppressed by the system or these people in power. Went and got the gun, shot two white people who were working for the police. They didn't die. They didn't die. These people were directly working to make her life miserable, stalking her, abusing her mother, following her, defending a situation with white neighbors who were abusing her. You know what I'm saying? Didn't want to give her say in court. Oh, we don't have the video recordings anymore from the police body cam. These same people in the court that she shot. Nationwide, these court systems have been treating black people unjust, doing all kind of illegal things, harassing us, lying in court, creating situations where we were 100% right and can't win. In many situations, hundreds of years of this, documentaries on this. The white community knows all about it. Everybody knows it. Years of proof. So here's the thing. There won't be any white people on social media pushing that hero narrative for Gwendolyn White like they are for Luigi Mangione, because they're hypocrites and they don't care about the humanity of black people. That's the bottom line, point blank, period. They'll say, no, Gwendolyn White is not a hero because the court doesn't oppress white people. She's black. She did this to 2 white people. Luigi Mangione, he's a hero. And you know, white people typically get their way in the court. You know, even when they touch small people and do nasty things like that, they typically get their way. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's what's going down, y'all. Straight hypocrisy. This is just for the database. It ain't to try to make these people, you know, change how they think. They're never going to change. Luigi Mangione is a hero. He killed a man, a white man at that, because he claims he was being oppressed by health insurance. Okay, I get it. And Gwendolyn White shot 2 white people who were defending the city that's been harassing her and her mother. She's not a hero, though. She's not a hero. To some of us, she is. Some of us can understand why she did what she did. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't want Gwendolyn White in prison. I don't want Gwendolyn White in prison. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, I get it, man. I get it. I don't want this woman in prison, though. I don't want her to have to sit in the county jail and get charged and go to the state penitentiary in North Carolina for the rest of her life. I don't want that. You know what I mean? And that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why I don't like the outcome and what happened. It's not because I care about what she did to these people, man, because they knew what they were doing. I just don't want her to have to go sit in a prison for the rest of her life. You know, she's like 57. Maybe she'll get out at 77. I don't know. Or maybe they'll give her more time than that. I just don't want that for her. That's why I wish this situation was different. You know what I'm saying? These white people got that off. They got that off, man. People, what do you think about this? Get in the comments. Easy.